What's going on, everybody? Welcome back today for another video. My name's Stevius, and today we are talking about Elden Ring's latest DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree. Now, first and foremost, before we get into that, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers and everybody who's come through the channel lately, watched, liked, whatever the case may be. I've been out of commission for quite a long time, and it's really good to be back making videos again and to see so much love and positivity on the videos. Just want to say thank you and that it's much appreciated. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. So if you've been looking at all the reviews on Steam and everywhere else, Elden Ring's latest DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, is being review bombed to death because apparently the DLC is just way too hard. So that's my question to you guys. Do you think that the latest DLC, for all of you guys who've given this latest expansion a shot, do you think that it's way too hard? Guys, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. The DLC is insane. It's absolutely insane. It is brutal. It is punishing. It is definitely way too hard, as it should be. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm somebody who is relatively new to the Souls genre. Elden Ring was my very first, and I still don't think, honestly, that I'm that good at it. I mean, you can watch my gameplay, I think, and you can deduce that if you're a Souls veteran, so to speak. But with that being said, let me ask you a question for anybody who's bought this, you're diving into it, or if you're just the person passing through, seeing this random YouTuber saying this thing, but let me ask you this. What did you expect? You played the base game. It was really stupid, insanely hard. Did you think that they were going to come out with a DLC where everybody was just standing there, dancing in circles and saying, hit me? Come on. Everything I've read has stated that all of their DLCs for all their previous games were harder. Obviously, they're going to make it into such a way that it would be challenging for the people who are playing this game. It doesn't have an easy mode. It's never had an easy mode. It's not gonna have an easy mode. Why would the DLC be any different? Another nice, really important detail, guys, is the head developer. I can't even say his name, so I'm not gonna sit here and butcher it. But they stated that in order to play this expansion, you had to beat Star Scourge Ragadan and you had to beat Mog, the Lord of Blood. Now, these were two optional bosses that were very, very hard. I beat both of those on my own with no help. Now, my first thing that I would say to you is if you're having to go into chat rooms and communities, whether it's Facebook groups or Reddit groups or whatnot, and you're having to ask for help to beat these bosses, what makes you think that you would be even capable of handling this expansion? For real. If you haven't played the expansion yet, if you can't beat Mog, the Lord of Blood, and you can't beat Star Scourge Ragadan, you have no business playing this expansion. Seriously. I've gone through a good bit of it, not all of it, not even anywhere close. I'm still exploring it. I'm taking my time with it. I'm having a great time with it. I've managed to beat one boss thus far, but I can tell you now that every single boss that I've come against is cranked to a factor of 10. Here's some really important things that you should take away from these new bosses. In my opinion, they're all just as hard as Millennia. All of them. They're all just as bad as her. You can't cheese hardly any of these bosses. In this gameplay that I've shared here, you've seen me beat one boss, and I got lucky cheesing this guy. That's one time that you're seeing me beat him. That was like attempt number 50. Okay? Like I said, I'm not that good at these games, but I managed to get through this one boss, and the rest of them, it's straight murder, just straight 187. So to keep it real and to put it at best, if you're an average Souls player, if you're average at these games and you think that you're going to hop on this expansion and complete it in a day or two, you're crazy. It's not going to happen. I will say that I do have some constructive feedback to give to anybody who's going to get the expansion. You want to give it a shot, whatever the case may be, and that is given that you've beaten the two required bosses to even access the expansion. Don't go online looking for, guides and looking for builds and looking for, where this is located or whatnot. Go ahead and explore the game. Have fun with it. You paid for it. Elden Ring is such an amazing game with everything they've done. In my opinion, it's one of the greatest games that I've ever played. If you haven't figured this out yet, one of the things that's supposed to happen when you fight these bosses, you're supposed to die. That's what's supposed to happen. You're not supposed to go into these fights and win everything the first time you get it. You're supposed to go in there. You're supposed to learn the mechanics of each individual boss. You're supposed to learn their movesets, learn their moves, kind of figure them out. You're supposed to use your brain a little bit. Look at all the talismans you've collected. Look at all the things at your disposal, whether it's weapons and weapon abilities. If something's not working, change it up. You know, every single time that I went into one of these boss fights, with no matter what the boss was, you know, if something's not working, fix it. You know, see if there's a talisman that you don't have or whatnot. And what I mean by that is, I will admit I cheated a little bit in the beginning. So don't do that this time around, because that's my ultimate mistake. That's the thing I regret the most, is looking stuff up, you know, with the first expansion. But anyway, you know, I mean, try things, change it up, mix it up, learn the movesets, and beat the boss. And when you do that, it will be the most rewarding thing that you've ever experienced in gaming, at least in my opinion. I'll throw this out there for retrospect. It took me 4 months to beat the Elden Beast. Seriously, it took me 4 whole months to beat this thing, and I did it on my own, never called in help, not once. I wanted to, but I never did. And I'm going to tell you what, you'll be really glad if you just learn the moveset, enjoy the expansion. But for the love of all goodness and everything righteous and holy, stop review bombing these people, man, just because the game's too hard for you. These developers don't deserve that. This expansion, I don't even buy expansions half the time, and I have to say, this is one of the best expansions I've ever played, and my hat's off to these guys. I hope and pray that we get Elden Ring 2. It's one of the few games that out there that I really want to see, you know, another game of. And there's not really a whole lot of games that I can say that. I will say this, if there's a list of games that I want to see the next entry of it, it's Elden Ring 2, The Division 3, and Titanfall 3. Those 3 games right there. Video game gods, make it happen. But guys, that's all I've got today. If you've played the expansion, drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about it. If you think it's too hard, if you're not going to give it a shot, whatever the case may be, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you've enjoyed today's video, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn notifications on so you can be notified every single time I've uploaded a video. So since you've watched all the way to the end of the video, and if you want to see more Elden Ring content, just leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know. I'd love to make more Elden Ring videos. But once again, this is your boy, Stevius, signing out, and I'll see you on the next one.